Well, hello everyone. My name's Karl Noyeaux, and I'm the founder of Practice Makes Permanent, and I'm also a Master Accredited Practitioner and mentor in brain-based personal transformation. And I'm thrilled to be with you today. The title of today's session is Your Brain, Your Power, creating lasting change from within. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together. How to unlock your brain's natural ability to reshape itself so meaningful, sustainable change becomes not just possible, but inevitable. We now know that the brain is not fixed or hardwired. Through the science of neuroplasticity, we understand that the brain is capable of adapting, reorganizing, and even rebuilding itself throughout our lives. That means no matter where you've come from, what challenges you've faced, or what habits you've picked up along the way, real lasting change is within your reach. It begins in the mind and grows through intentional practice. In this session, I'll be guiding you through powerful insights based on cutting edge neuroscience, psychology, and practical strategies that you can start using today to break through old patterns, build mental clarity and emotional strength, and take control of your personal growth journey. This isn't just about information, it's about transformation. So, whether you're here for personal growth, professional development, or to support others, you're in exactly the right place. So, let's dive in and discover how to turn insight into impact by tapping into the power that's already inside you. For many years, it was believed that the brain was fixed, that the brain you were born with was the brain you'd have for life. Scientists once thought it was hardwired, functioning in predetermined ways based on genetics. But modern neuroscience tells us a very different story. We now know that your brain is constantly being shaped by your experiences. It's not hardwired, it's softwired by how you think, feel, and behave over time. This means that while your genes may provide a blueprint outlining your strengths and vulnerabilities, they don't dictate your destiny. The real power lies in how you engage with life. When you understand how your brain works, you gain a kind of mental freedom. You're no longer trapped by guilt, shame, or confusion about your reactions because you begin to see that those responses are shaped by biology. And even more importantly, you can reshape them. The latest breakthroughs in brain science reveal something empowering, that you can train your brain to work for you. Every habit, every thought pattern, every emotional response can be rewired through emotional, intentional effort. This is where real change begins. Not just by knowing that your brain can change, but by, by learning how to change it to support the life you want to live. Neuroplasticity is your brain's incredible ability to change itself. That's right. It refers to the brain's natural capacity to adapt, rewire, and grow in response to experience, learning, and intentional practice. Every time you think a new thought, try a new behavior, or challenge an old habit, your brain is actively reshaping itself. This process involves building new neuronal connections, strengthening existing ones, and even letting go of those that are no longer useful. It's how we learn new skills, develop emotional resilience, and recover from setbacks or trauma. Far from being fixed, your brain is dynamic, constantly evolving based on how you use it. And the best part, you have the power to guide that change. Whether it's improving focus, changing unhelpful thought patterns, or building confidence. Neuroplasticity is the foundation that makes transformation possible. A key feature of the brain is how neurons communicate. Neurons connect locally with nearby neurons and also form networks by linking with the groups of neurons in other brain regions. Each neuron has specialized parts for receiving messages from other neurons and sending messages back in return. This communication happens through chemical messages called neurotransmitters that cross tiny gaps known as synapses. According to Martin, Grimwood and Morris in 2000, synapses come in many shapes and sizes, and their structure changes as we learn. At the local level, synapses can be strengthened or weakened based on the activity. This strengthening process, called long-term potentiation, occurs at synapses that receive frequent stimulation, making connected neurons more likely to fire together. Long-term potentiation leads to stronger signals being passed along neural pathways. According to Klein et al. In 2002 and Bruhl and Jugerman, LaRoche and Rapon in 2007, synapses are not fixed but continuously changing, a phenomenon called synaptic plasticity, a key part of neuroplasticity. The brain actively forms new synapses in a process called synaptogenesis, especially in regions involved in new learning tasks. Let's talk about myelin. According to current neuroscience, supporting cells in the brain called glial cells help neurons perform efficiently. One type of glial cell creates a protective coating around nerve fibers called myelin. Myelin insulates nerve fibers, preventing electrical signals from leaking out. According to Coyle in 2010, myelin plays a vital role in controlling how fast neural signals travel. Precise timing and speed are crucial for effective brain function, and myelination increases the speed of neural transmissions. So, how does neuroplasticity actually happen? According to Hebb's rule and subsequent research, synapses, the connections between neurons, strengthen when there is a high level of activity passing through them. Similarly, according to Coyle in 2010, myelin production increases when nerve fibers experience frequent electrical signals. In simple terms, this means that when you activate neural circuits by thinking in new ways, practicing new skills, or forming new habits, your brain physically changes. Synapses grow stronger and myelination improves, making communication between neurons faster and more efficient. Put simply, practice makes permanent. Building blocks. According to Azevedo et al. In 2009, the human brain contains approximately 86 billion, yes, I did say billion neurons of various types. These neurons are highly organized and interconnected. Every movement, thought, and feeling involves precisely timed electrical signals traveling through chains of neurons, known as neural circuits. According to research on neuroplasticity by Bonamano and Menznik in 1998, the more you activate a particular circuit, the more optimized it becomes. This results in stronger, faster, and smoother movements and thoughts. The changes in these connections are what we call plasticity, which is essential for learning and growth. We will focus on three key factors that influence the optimization of neurocircuits. The strength and efficiency of synapses, according to researchers Martin Greenwald and Morris in 2000, found that the quality of myelin insulation around neurons, overall brain health. According to Leduc in 2012, when we feel an emotion, it sets off a neurochemical chain reaction in the brain that triggers changes throughout the body. This means that the urges we experience, like reaching for junk food when we're sad or shutting down when there's conflict, aren't signs of weakness. They're biological messages sent by our brain. According to Davidson and Begley in 2012, awareness gives us power. When we become mindful of our body's automatic responses, we're no longer at their mercy. We can pause, reflect, and choose differently. For example, instead of giving into a craving that stems from loneliness, we can seek connection, addressing the root cause, not just the symptom. And according to Sapolsky in 2017, understanding how our brain works actually reduces guilt and anxiety. It reminds us that we're not broken, we're human. Even better, the brain can change. Neuroplasticity means the pathways that lead to frustration, fear, or self-doubt can be rewired with intention and practice. So when thoughts like I'm a useless father or I'll never be good at this pop up, remind yourself these aren't fixed truths. They're habits of the brain, and habits can be changed. Knowledge of neuroplasticity gives us more than insight. It gives us hope. It proves that change is not only possible, it's biological. According to Chan and Gollum and Turk Brown in 2011, researchers, our brains continuously filter vast amounts of information without our conscious awareness through a process called unconscious attention. According to their research, this automatic filtering prioritizes what to focus on based on relevance or importance, allowing us to effectively manage complex environments without overload. According to the studies, unconscious attention influences what we notice, remember, and how we react to stimuli. For example, hearing your name unexpectedly in a noisy room occurs because your unconscious attention is always monitoring the environment. According to researchers Barge and Chartrand in 1999, unconscious attention also plays a key role in shaping our habits and automatic behaviours. By understanding these processes, we can better influence and retrain our brain's responses to create lasting change. In summary, according to neuroscience research, unconscious attention acts as a powerful gatekeeper, guiding our focus and behavior beneath conscious awareness. Getting good sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's actually crucial for your brain. Researchers D. Vivo and colleagues in 2017 found that sleep gives your brain a chance to recharge and rebalance after a busy day. Without enough of it, your brain doesn't get proper blood flow, inflammation goes up, and your stress levels rise. All bad news for your mental performance. Researchers Frank et al. In 2001 explained that sleep is when your brain strengthens the connections it made during the day, turning experiences into long-term memories. Think of it as the brain's way of filing important stuff away whilst you rest. If you constantly miss out on sleep, Schaefer in 2016 warns it can mess with your brain growth, shrink brain cells, and seriously affect your mood, focus, and memory. So now let's talk about movement. Kashihara et al. In 2009 found that aerobic exercise gets your blood pumping, sending more oxygen and nutrients to your brain and helping clear waste. This keeps brain connections strong and helps your brain wiring stay sharp. Karevi et al. In 2010 also add that this improved blood flow helps your brain cells work better and adapt more easily. Exercise also triggers growth chemicals in your brain, kind of like brain fertilizer. Research from Dinoff and Casalhaz and Rindiro in 2016 and 2018 show this helps grow new brain cells and build stronger neural connections. It even boosts your memory and thinking skills. Wiggins et al. In 2007 say exercise lifts your mood too, because it increases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and endorphins, which also help build healthier habits. And the benefits go beyond the gym. DeGrief et al. In 2018 found that exercise can give you a quick boost in mood, focus, memory, and learning. Keeping your brain sharp also means challenging it regularly. Studies by Vermeeri and Reebok in 2014 show that doing mentally stimulating activities throughout life can actually help you protect your brain from aging. Nutrition matters too. Arden in 2010 found that omega-3s, especially DHA, help keep your brain cells flexible and ready to form new connections. And foods like cocoa or turmeric. According to Schaefer and Stonehouse in 2013, they fight inflammation and protect your brain from aging. What about stress? Stress is normally the enemy. Opendak and Gould 2015 explained that chronic stress releases chemicals that damage brain cells and stops new ones from growing, making it harder to learn and remember things. So the formula for improving neuroplasticity really starts with the basics. Make sure you get enough sleep and eat healthy. These foundational habits are essential for your brain to function optimally. According to Tang et al. In 2012, meditation and mindfulness practices can lead to lasting structural changes in the brain, helping to improve emotional regulation and reduce stress. Before you begin any cognitively demanding task, try doing 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. This prepares your brain to focus, learn, and solidify new information more effectively. Keep your brain active by engaging in activities that stimulate your motor, mental, and social systems all at once. Think of group sports, team exercises, or playing an instrument in a band. The social and fun aspects boost dopamine, which helps with habit formation and enhances neuroplasticity. Stay curious. Set challenging goals and adopt a growth mindset. Remember, we are never too old to learn something new or pursue our dreams. Finally, improving emotional regulation through mindfulness or meditation will help you manage stress and keep your brain adaptable. Feed your brain. Once you've set your specific stretch goals, you can use John Arden's feed principles to help you rewire your own brain. This means focusing on the new behavior you want to build neural networks for. You commit to learning and practicing until the action becomes effortless. Then decide to maintain these new neuronal circuits using focus, deliberate practice. Deliberate practice demands your full attention. You need to focus on the new behavior or information you want to learn, noticing mistakes and adjusting. Focus activates your prefrontal cortex, directing your brain's resources to what matters now. This is the essential starting point for neuroplasticity. Effort. After focusing, you must put in effort to improve. Effort moves you from just perceiving to taking action, activating synapses and strengthening connections. It's the energy that builds the new pathways. Effortlessness. With enough practice, the new behavior, thought, or feeling becomes automatic and takes less energy to maintain. Our brains and bodies prefer things that happen easily. Habits and subconscious motivations are less demanding than conscious effort. Staying consistent helps make new patterns of effortless. Decide. Finally, you decide to stay in practice. Even when it feels so easy, you must commit to keeping this behavior or mindset. This means catching yourself if you stray and choosing to get back on track. Reinforcing the new, healthier neural circuits. Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, describes how experts use deliberate practice to master skills. They set a goal before starting. Experts know exactly what they want to achieve in that session. They focus on one narrow, specific aspect of their performance. They stretch themselves. Instead of practicing what they already do well, Experts intentionally tackle their weaknesses, choosing challenges they haven't yet mastered. They focus fully during practice. They give their undivided attention and effort to reach that stretch goal. They seek feedback. Experts quickly get feedback, especially on what they did wrong, because that helps them improve. They repeat again and again. They practice deliberately until what was once difficult becomes smooth and automatic, turning conscious incompetence into unconscious competence. They set new goals. Once a goal is mastered, they choose a new stretch goal. Step by step, these refinements lead to mastery. Talent development. Daniel Cole in the Talent Code, greatness isn't born, it's grown, explains the paradox of deliberate practice. You work at the edges of your ability, which forces you to slow down, make errors, and fix them. This process, firing the neural circuit repeatedly and correcting mistakes, builds swift and graceful performance. Perhaps the greatest difference between deliberate practice and simple repetition is feedback. For example, measurement. For each small skill you want to improve, identify how you will measure progress. If you can't measure it, the skill might be too broad or vague. Or with effort. When things get tough, measure your effort. If you gave 100% during this session, you couldn't do more. Consider how you can adjust your effort next time to better align with your goals. Use technology. Objective feedback is often hard to find. Use technology to record your performance, like video or presentations or running form, and review it. Writing. Putting your thoughts on paper helps you return to them later with fresh eyes. Keeping a journal or write reflections to provide more objective self-feedback. Incremental gains. Use your measurements to find small ways to improve. Focus on steady incremental progress. Accountability. Find someone to hold you accountable for tracking your progress and making corrections. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. And this is where you get involved. I'll ask some questions, and I want you to either to think about them silently, write down your answers, or share with a partner, or even a small group if you're comfortable. So, number one, flow versus deliberate practice. Think about a recent activity or goal you've worked on. When did you feel completely in the zone? That's flow. And when were you pushing yourself with focused effort? Deliberate practice. So just take a moment. Now, how could you balance these two to improve in your life, relationships, or work? Okay, now, number two, learning from mistakes. Now, recall a mistake you made that actually helped you learn something important. How did that prediction error, that moment when your brain noticed something unexpected, help you grow? How can you intentionally use mistakes as opportunities to learn going forward? Number 3, applying the feed model. Think of one new behavior, habit, or mindset you want to develop. How could you use the feed model, focusing effortlessness, and deciding to make that change stick? Maybe jot down your plan or share your thoughts. And number 4, effortlessness and automation. Finally, consider your daily routines. Is there one task or habit you could automate by rewiring your brain, freeing up mental energy for bigger challenges? What would that look like for you? So take your time with these questions. The more you engage, the more you'll strengthen your own neuroplasticity and growth. Well, that brings us to the end of another great session. I want to thank you all for joining us for the Your Brain, Your Power, creating lasting change from within. I appreciate you taking the time to explore how harnessing neuroplasticity can support resilience, clarity, and purpose in both personal and professional lives. If you're ready to take the next step and apply what you've learned, we're here to support you. You can click the free discovery call button on our website to book your complimentary session and start your journey towards meaningful, lasting change. Just head to our website, which is www.practicemakespermanent.com.au, or you can call us on 0246050646 to book in your free consultation. Once again, thanks again for attending, and remember, to learn is to adapt, and to adapt is change. Take care, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye bye.